but I just expressed to her, like, you know, I miss us, like, you know, so like I would want to get, and like after the call I had FaceTimed her and we like just had a heart to heart, like, you know, we don't know much about each other, like it was just like that real conversation. So.
Yeah. Deb here with my influence on the truth and nothing but the truth. And today we're going to speak on how well you really know your long-term friends. And today we have the gorgeous Kalena. I would like to introduce you. Special K Clips. Yeah.
All of that.
Go and hit her up. Follow her. This is her. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Kalena, K for short.
Yeah.
I am a photographer. So yeah, K Clips. That's the name. And I'm just so glad to be here today.
I'm so glad to have you.
Oh my God.
Because this is like such a topic that we've spoke on. We've, had meetups and talks now, and I'm looking forward to more to come on just relearning each other.
Yeah.
Because having a almost decade-long friendship now, like that's crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy. And like oftentimes there's so many people who have friends, relationships, and it's like that realization, like, okay, we're moving on in a different section in our life now. Do I know you?
Right.
Do I really know you? And I'm not talking about, I could name a bunch of people in her family. I could name her birthday. I could, not that type of surface level, no, but like, do I know you?
Details.
The details, I want to know the inner. And so we kind of just had that realization and came together and spoke about it. And we're just here to answer some of y'all questions about that, give some advice we've learned, and get to know each other better, and hopefully help y'all to open those conversations up with some of your friends as well, because it's way more common than you think, because you'll be like going through life and just be like, I kind of hit you up like twice a year, right, so the first question I wanted to ask, and we can speak about, is how we met and how that dynamic kind of made this conversation come up in the first place.
So like we met in high school. It was like our sophomore or junior year. We were in relationships with like these two people that were friends. So like that's how we just kind of gravitated towards each other, because, we would go on double dates and stuff like that. So, we was just like, oh, you're pretty cool. Like,
And that's the thing about it, was like, okay, our men, like they're besties. So we're besties now. Like,
okay, like that's just how it just spun off.
Besties, and
And like, we just like, we would hang out and stuff like that. And it just, we didn't really get a chance to like really get to know each other. We just knew we were friends. We knew, we'd gone through these relationships. Like that's just something we kind of related.
It is
had a relation to. So it's like, oh, we're besties, like you said. Like, like
we're best friends. And with that, it kind of brought forth a friendship that we were like, after those relationships ended, it was still like, no, we're going to be here for each other.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
We celebrated every birthday together for the past 10 years. Like, basically every birthday together. That was like our get together thing. And then like, if I had something going on, Kalena would come. Like, she everybody in my house know her. Her people know me. Like, it's cool. But it kind of started coming more, prevalent to me, because I'm like, okay, I don't really know much about Kalena, do I?
Yeah.
I kind of want to know her more. Like, I don't want to just throw her out and be like, I don't know her. I don't want surface level gone, because I did that before. If you don't know, some people don't know that, that back in, what year was that? Probably like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
I rebranded myself to start making my makeup content. That was when I first started my makeup journey, and I made Beats by Deb. I deleted all my personal accounts, all that. And so like, I cut off. I'm not going to just say that lightly, but I really did stop talking to everybody in my life at that point, except for you. You were like the constant person. But because I only spoke to you we always spoke about birthdays and just happy things and cool stuff, I was just like, I don't mind this friendship. But as far as the people I was like, would call my friends, I was just like, look, no thanks. I got to focus on my career. And that's what I did. And it really hurt a lot of people. But it was those surface level friendships that I was just like, no, I don't really want that in my life right now. And that is a hard pill for people to swallow.
Definitely.
Honestly and truly. So I want to get into some questions that were asked by you guys of what you might want to know about, you know, just how to navigate through that conversation, because it's not an easy one.
It was like, I want to say like, because we have a Bible study group, and shout out to Christina.
Yes, girl.
She just kind of brought up the topic, like, you know, what do you want to say to one another? Like, kind of just putting us on the spot. Like, what is something that you've been feeling like towards anybody in the group or whatever? So it was eating at me to say it, but like
the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, it was like, I actually want to, you know, actually say this, because it was like something that was like kept inside. But I had, you know, expressed how I wanted, like, I missed me and Deb's friendship, like kind of like how we always used to hang out. Now we're in like different spaces in our lives where we can't necessarily do that all the time. And it's very understandable. Like, I wasn't never like upset about it, but it was like, you know, I understood, but I just expressed to her, like, you know, I miss us, like, you know, so like I would want to get, and like after the call I had FaceTimed her, and we like just had a heart to heart, like, you know, we don't know much about each other. Like, it was just like that real conversation. So.
Yeah, and that was like such a good thing for me when I heard that, because I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one in the, you know, in this relationship that felt that way, but like didn't really feel the need to bring it up per se, but it was definitely something that needed to be talked about. And I'm glad that window of opportunity came, you know, forward. But even just if there isn't a window that open where it's just like, you know, hey, let's talk to each other. You know, if you feel like, should I come to this person because it could potentially ruin a friendship, or, you know, someone could get mad, or it could come to blows, like, really pray about it. And honestly, you got to do what's best for you sometimes. Unfortunately, like, it might hurt somebody else's feelings, but like, you do, and for your own heart and for that other person too, because it's like, do you really want this to drag on if you don't, you know, have that connection there still? That's like, we're kind of bringing each other towards a path that we might not even want to get into. And that's kind of what happened with one of my friendships, was like, I just didn't like the way I felt like I couldn't talk to this person about like anything. We would go and have fun and, you know, just chill and stuff. But like, I'm just like, yeah, you do have friends, you have acquaintances and stuff like that. I'm not saying though that's a bad thing, but if y'all both feel that way, where it's like, this is my acquaintance, that's cool. But like, I just felt like this person was thinking it was way deeper than what it really was. Cause I'm like, girl, I can't even talk to you for real. Like, if I mention something that like might be, you know, something that's heavy or sad or not just the happiest thing in the world, it's like, are you gonna really be there for me? No, you're gonna like change the subject. Let's go to the mall. Like, no, like, we need to sit here. I like actually want to talk to you. I want to like do life with you, you know? And so, I want to look at this question. It says, when do you feel it's time to walk away from a friendship? That is a hard question.
That is.
When do you feel like it's time? When do you feel like it's time to walk away from a friendship? I feel like when this, kind of like what I just said, when you feel like somebody is completely dragging you in a direction that you don't want to go with your life because of their actions, and you feel like you're not strong enough to say no, or, you know, you don't want to hurt their feelings, so you go along with it, or, you know, that type of thing. I just definitely feel like, yeah, it's time to let that go. And if you have a discussion with them and they still don't respect your boundary, where it's like, no, maybe I don't want to go here, maybe I don't want to do that, I'm not comfortable doing this, I'm not comfortable doing that, and they constantly are, you know, why? Don't be one of the, you know, don't be a downer. Don't
a Debbie Downer.
Yeah. Look, I didn't want to say Debbie. My name is Deb. Nah, come on now. Look, I hate that. This is a fact. Like, yeah, like they, you know, they're like, don't. You know, I definitely feel like some people are like, they don't want to converse. They don't want to have a discussion. They're like, no.
Yeah,
like,
they don't want to go through that deep Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I agree too. Like, one of my friendships, like, it was literally like so many things bottled up that it just turned into like it was like a low key, like we were resenting each other, like, and like we actually talked it out. It was a hard pill to swallow, but like it's, we heard each other out though, and it was like, okay, we could have another chance at this, because it was like I was leaning more towards on letting that go, because it was just so much. Like it was like every time something happened, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
see, there you go.
This is what I'm talking about.
Doing you. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with what you said too. Like, if it's not bringing you peace, if it's not like, if something like good were to happen for you and they're just like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I agree. Where it's literally no joy anymore. Yeah. It's no like, excitement. And, that can be said in a relationship too. Like, you be like, do you even? Because you can love somebody and not like them.
Oh, yeah. That is possible.
You can literally like love somebody because I'm supposed to love you. We done been friends. We done been in a relationship for 10 years. I love you. But do I like you?
Right.
Would I tolerate? That's tolerate. Right. Yeah. Right. Like, would I put myself in your company if we didn't know much? We just met.
Right.
If I met the person you are right now, would I really purposely put myself in your company? That was a pill for me that was hard to swallow, because it was like, I actually don't like you very much. You're like not a good person, And that was something that I was like, yeah, I'm letting this person go. And for me, it was easy. Some people, they're more, especially like a people pleaser, because I used to be one of those.
Yeah.
So I was very much like scared to, hurt somebody's feelings. And I can understand that, especially obviously you've been knowing somebody for a long time. It's like, of course you don't want to hurt them, but like you really do have to do what's best for you. Seriously.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm blocking. I'm not blocking, but I'm cutting my phone off, baby. And I did. I only filmed for a year straight. I cut that phone off. Like, no messages, phone calls was answered. Like, sometimes you really do got to take a little hiatus. And just work, do what you do. But it don't always have to be, and it doesn't have to be that extreme either. Definitely it doesn't. But I'm talking about people who's like actively in your life. It could be difficult. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, the people who you purposely have to go out your way to go see them. I'm talking about the friend that's up the street that they could walk to your house type of thing, or the person that you live right next door to, the person that's you a roommate with. Like, it could be that type of relationship too.
Yeah.
And like, that's hard, because I was just praying for our friend who just moved in, moving in with some of her friends, and I'm like, that is a big step. Because friendships change in different environments. Like, and not in a bad way every time. Yeah. I would say that.
Yeah, I would say, like, especially, like, the moving in with friends, like, that can also, like, show a lot of colors. Like, I was just better off just seeing you here and there. Like,
man, like, I know, like, man, I know how I live, and I know, like, nah, I don't need nobody live other than my husband. I can't have nobody. Y'all probably look at me like, oh, ain't no way, ain't no way she like that, bro. So definitely, what is considered a red flag in friendships / relationships?
Definitely jealousy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like you just said, where it's like, something big happens, they're like, congratulations.
Like, it's like, and then especially if they know everything that you were going through
to get there. That's just so disappointing.
Yeah, because
to like have that excitement to tell them
acting like that. Right. Like, do you want me to stay at your level? Stagnant. Like, ooh. Like, no, that's not that. And then that's just like, as time goes, you'll understand why they had to be let off the bus early. Like,
this is a fact. Jealousy is a big one. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and again, just reiterating that if that person literally is like a chore to be around them at this point, you're like forcing yourself, like barely tolerating them.
Yeah.
that is like a red flag for me, for my like mindset, to where I'm like, okay, I don't really want to be here for real, you know? But I'd say red flag, jealousy is a good one. Just respect, like mutual respect of like, okay, this is my boundary, you're crossing it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Let's reel that back in.
Yeah, like, come back.
Come on now. Come on. Come back, because this is not okay with me. And if I've voiced to you that it's not, and you're still...
I have to constantly repeat myself.
Repeating myself is not... I don't like that. I don't like doing that. I really only ask a couple things out of people, and that's like respect. Mainly respect.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You're big on that. Like,
I am. Like, don't disrespect me. Don't. Seriously. Like, don't do that. Because I wouldn't do it to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's a big one. It's the respect thing. And that goes for relationships or friendships, honestly. And jealousy do too, because people be in relationships and jealousy comes forth as well. You could be like, man, like, you know, for example, I could be like, man, my man keep getting all these promotions and stuff, and I'm like kind of stagnant right now. Ugh.
Right, like,
what is he like? Why are we not like? You better go ahead,
right?
Let
be his cheerleader, like, yeah, literally, come on now.
You know, and vice versa. I mean, so definitely, like, jealousy could definitely be a part of that.
I know it's something else. What else is a red flag that I experienced?
With friends, I feel like too, I haven't had many friends that I've gotten like catty with or something, or like felt disrespected or jealous, or, you know, I haven't really experienced that much. Have I in high school? Let me think of high school. Let me think of high school, because high school I definitely have. Yeah. Most definitely. Jealousy was big.
I feel like that just branches off
into a lot of other stuff. Yeah. If y'all have some, I want to hear y'all's too. Because I know a lot of people who deal with a lot of different, you know, friendships that they like. And she did this, and we fought, and I ain't doing all that. I'm not gonna lie, but it's happened to a lot of people.
I want to hear y'all's story.
Don't ever put your hands on me.
I honestly witnessed this, y'all. I was at someone's house, a friend of mine, and her friend came over. It was just a lot of bickering towards each other, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, so she came up, you know, and I hear them arguing. I'm in her room because I'm like, I gotta, you know, get out the way, because it sound like they're about to fight. So I hear boom, 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 and I run out, and I'm like, I'm stopping the fight, and it's just like, if you put your hands on me as a friend, like, that's
where the respect is gone. Yeah, like, that's exactly where it's at. Right, I
cannot rekindle that.
Yeah,
like,
we drawing a line. Yeah, that's like a hard no.
Because it's like you've had all this stuff. She probably had a lot of stuff built up in her just to, like, you know, take it out on her like that, where it could have been easily discussed of what it was that was bothering her. But to witness that, it was like, wow.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. I was like, if I were you, I would not be her friend.
I'm not. Don't ask my advice, because I'd definitely be like, yep, dropped. You're done.
Yeah.
As you were saying that, I was thinking about another one, which is, I got two actually. One is the way that you speak to each other, like your friend, the way they speak to you and speak life into you, if they're either speaking life or death into you. And I'm saying, like, you know, especially with females, we be kind of catty. Like, you know, it's that negative connotation that comes with like a group of females not being able to be friends, or, you know, not have drama. Yeah. And that's sad. And I definitely want to get away from that, because I have a great group of women around us right now.
Oh, yeah.
But it's definitely that, like, you know, thing where they'll, you know, your friend will say something, it's like, you did not have to say that in front of these people, or you did not have to say that, you know, that way. Like, it sounds like I'm a burden to you type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's a big one for me, is like the way you speak, as well as I was thinking about this. the way you act towards, the way your friend will act about you in front of other people when you're not there. So like, say you at a get together or something, and I'm not there, but my friend is there, and she's around these other people that were our mutual friends. It could be strangers, mutual friend, whatever.
Yeah.
And they asking her, because we always together. They asking like, oh, where's Deb at? Like, where's? Oh, she ain't want to come, y'all. Like, you know how she is. She don't never want to get out. She this, she that, running at the mouth. Running. Like, I'm not into that, because I do this with my husband. Like, we make it known to like not give too much information away. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna do that. Keep it keep it real cute. In the same way, like I would do the same with Kalena. If somebody was asking about her, I'm like, oh yeah, she doing good. Why don't you hit her up and ask yourself? Yeah. How about that? Yeah, that's because you're not gonna get no information out of me. I'm sorry. Like, and especially with my husband, I'll be like, even if he, if he's standing right there and they're asking me something on his behalf or something, I'm like, you're not going to get much out of me. Like, I hope you understand. Like, the mind games don't work. Right. not over here. You know what I'm saying? Because people will try to, like, people are vindictive. They will try to pin you against each other. They will try, like, tactics and stuff to, like, break friendships and relationships up, especially if y'all are doing well. Mm-hmm. Like, they will. Yeah. It's weird, sure. But they do. So, yeah, definitely jealousy, the way you speak to each other. What was the other one I said? The one before. Oh, respect.
Oh, yeah, respect.
And then, like, how you act behind closed doors, I guess, is another one. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to another question here. It says, have you ever been afraid that your new friendships aren't genuine because of popularity? Ooh, that's interesting.
I feel like... so she's saying like the new friends that you have like now.
Yeah, so like say because you're doing so well in your photography right now. Go book her. And all now everybody's like, oh, she's a photographer. Let me get in on that. Hey, girl. Hey,
I definitely believe like that actually happens. Like, because I just feel like the people that's been in your corner, like even before you started, or like just during the process. Come up. Yeah, I feel like that's more genuine because it depends. Like everybody has different intentions.
Yeah, you do. So.
But it's like if you really genuine from back then, supporting from the time they started, and from the time now, it's like that's more valuable than like having new friends that's just trying to get in. Like, oh, you're a makeup artist, you have this many followers. Ooh. Oh my gosh, can we be friends? Like,
ooh, that's interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't met many people like that, but I know that there are some out there that I just don't let in my life. Like, where they're like, oh, can you do my makeup? And also, let's hang out. Like, no. First of all, I know that you came here to get a makeup appointment. That's not going to happen because I don't take clients for real. But the hanging out part and stuff like that, like, people kind of associate following with, like they just feel like you're famous if you have a following. And I'd be like, girl, what? I am not. No, I be chilling. Yeah. But they do. And I can understand how it's like, they see, because it's like a percentage of people that have a following and you're in that percentage. So it's like, okay, they must be doing it big, baby. Yeah, and I'm like
in reality, I'm sitting on the couch watching TV.
Literally. Actually, I ain't even watching my iPad. I ain't even watching the TV, baby. And so, like, literally, I kind of like be, I guess, aware of that. I try to like not put my guard up with people because I genuinely love the support I get from people. Oh, yeah. Like, especially like the black women. It's so many black women, and they come up to me and they're like very just proud of me. And I like love that. But there has been a few times where it's like, we got to hang out. Like, we have to be best friends. Like, and I'm like, wait a minute. No. The break. And then there are genuine people who I've done like different projects with and stuff. And I'm like, you are a very cool person. I would love to get to know you even more. It's all
about that comfortability. Like, new friends can they can be blessings too.
Exactly. Exactly.
If you mess with especially like their spirit. Like you have to.
You better say it, girl. Yeah, that discernment of somebody's spirit is set. I have been blessed with like really being able to have that discernment, and I feel like that's came from my mom of like, what you got going on,
right?
Like I can kind of, even before you speak, I could just see it like clear. You be like,
oh yeah.
And again, you don't want to have this like judgment type of attitude towards it, but it's like, no, I'm definitely kind of watching you. I'm like side eyeing, you know. Yep. So yeah. Let's see. Next question. This is the same girl. Did success play a downfall in some of your old friendships? If so, do you regret it? We just talked about that. Right. Yeah, it did. I wouldn't say my success, but like my drive to be successful played a downfall in some of my friendships, and I don't regret it. No, because I am where I am right now because I let those friends go and I let some things just, fade out, and that's okay. Like, that's really fine. I really don't have many regrets. I don't have actually really no regrets in life. Like, I don't. Because, like, I wouldn't be where I am. I could just change what I wore yesterday to the gym, and something could be completely different today. So, no, I don't have any regrets. But it definitely was difficult for a long time for my relationship with people because they did not like it. And I'm not talking about a specific person here. I'm just speaking on general of like the tons of people that I just was like, no, I'm not talking no more. Like, I'm good. I'm working. Like, like I'm grinding.
Yeah. And people I could say like, I guess for me, I actually am like on the path, like, pending success. And like, I mean, I can't speak on that just yet, because like just about now, I mean, the friends that I do have that's been supporting me, like, it's still like genuine. Like, I'll see them sometimes, but like I haven't really cut anybody off because it wasn't like I didn't like get no weird vibes. Like it was just like they were still supportive, but I could say that that's kind of pending because, we'll see. Right now, right. Like, we'll see.
Right. And the thing is, too, like you said, like, you didn't feel the need to cut anybody off. You didn't feel the need to be like, it don't even have to take a conversation sometimes. Something could really just fizzle out.
Yeah.
And with our friendship and our relationship, it was like, I don't want to fizzle out. Let's, like, rekindle this, you know?
Yeah, and it was, like, because we've, like, we've hung out a couple times and we found out we had a lot in common, really.
Exactly. It wasn't it wasn't just like, I can't talk to you about anything, like I don't know you that way. It was like, I want to get to know you even more because we do have a lot in common, you know? Yeah. And we can relate.
I didn't met your family.
Like, right. Like, girl, I don't want to, Yeah. So definitely. Should you address friendships that have grown apart or just let it be?
We've addressed
we did. Right. We did because, okay, imagine like your best friend you can think of, and I'm not even gonna say best friend. You're like your friend that is a long-term friend or somebody that you really rely on or whatever. Somebody you'd call a best friend. Like, imagine you only speak to them like twice a year for real. Yeah, there needs to be
like, what you doing?
Who are you? Like, what's going on? Like, I feel like, you should have a conversation with those people if you want to rebuild that relationship. If you're like, I kind of can go my life without you and I'll be straight, you can let it grow apart. It's really up to you. Just know that the consequence of that might offend that other person, or they might retaliate in a way that's like, why you just gonna let my birthday go by and not say nothing? I just posted that something happened in my family that's serious. You didn't say anything, offense can come, and like you have to be ready for that. And so it's kind of that type of navigation that's it's new and it's different, and that happens with relationships too.
Oh yeah,
where it's like you're so used to this person being there, and then things can fade, and y'all could get real comfortable to where it's like you just become stagnant, and then it's like, something, and then people often talk about it like, they'll break up with somebody they've been with for a long time, And it's like little things will remind you of that person. Like, don't just sit here and think I just cut a bunch of people off. I don't regret it, and I don't like think about them. I do. I loved these people. I literally like, I did. And as much as I was like, you're kind of not a good person, it still was like, I still got love for you though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I just feel like you said, it's like if you want to, because like it was like for us, it was like a mutual thing. Like we both felt the same. Like, so it was like, okay, then we have a chance to fix this. Like, you know, so I just feel like, you know, if it's just genuine, if it's just on the same level, then yeah, like I think it's important that you address it.
I agree.
But if it's like, you know, a friend that has red flags, it's like, and that's when you're like distancing yourself. That's when you know, like, I'm good off you. Like, you know, like you hearing from me less and less, and it's like you gonna get mad, like the other person gonna get mad. But it's like, you know, even if it was like a talk where it's like you told them why, sometimes you don't need closure. My mom always told me that. Like, you know, you don't always need it
to rehash
it's right there in your face.
Literally. So literally, you don't need to go back and start that conversation again. No one is just gonna create a whole other thing and drama and mess. Yeah, it's better off just leaving it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Hey, and people will be mad about it, but that's how I go. Let's see. What do you think about surface level friendship, and do you consider having too many a red flag? I mean, having too many surface level friends, I don't know that I would consider it a red flag. I kind of, if I saw that on another person, like say I just, you know, somebody that I'm cool with, and I'm like, you got a lot of like friends that ain't really friends. They just kind of, y'all just kind of, you know, chilling. I don't know that I would consider that a red flag. I might just know that like that person is cool with people that they just kind of hang with, chill with, you know, whatever. I'm not going to necessarily say it's a red flag, though, but I'll just know, like, okay, maybe you just don't feel comfortable around all these people to let your full self come out and really be able to deeply have this connection with, you know, a buttload of people. Because, I mean, I guess I say I have, like, a good, you know, 4, 5, 6 real friends, and then the rest are kind of, they are like surface level friends. That don't mean I can't pray with you, I can't pray for you, I can't, you know, ask for prayer, I can't be there for you in this way and, you know, show up when you ask me to, that type of thing. I still consider that like we cool, but that don't mean I'm about to like just open up and just when I ask for prayer I'm saying, so let me tell you the whole background of my life. No, it's just like, you know, just pray for me, I'm kind of going through some stuff. That's it. Yeah, you ain't getting none of the extra. But my friend, I'm gonna say, okay, girl, let me call you because something that, you know, it's kind of like the difference between calling somebody and texting somebody. Like, you know,
for sure.
Yeah,
because you can tell, like, and then it's like the categories of friends.
Oof.
Like, it's kind of like if you were to mix all your friends in one room, and that's when you can really tell like who like you spend the most time with versus like you know someone you just talk to here and there. So it's like it's kind of like that.
That's funny because I can kind of just imagine the people that she hangs out with and then like the people that like I hang out with her with, and it's just funny because like, it's like, okay, here's all these godly women over here, and then here's all these
the worldly.
And I'm not even gonna say it like that. It's literally just like, you know, it's just a little, and then of course, like I'm married now. That already put me in a different category because it's like, okay, she married, she might have kids soon, she might, be, you know, it's just kind of like that type of difference. You know what I'm saying? And that might offend some people, but it's true. Like you just automatically put these people in a different box. It's not even like intentional. It would be like, okay, am I going to the club with the same person that I'm about to be, you know, praying with every day? Maybe not.
Right.
And maybe I do. It's just like when those friends come together though, is everybody comfortable? We have a good group of girls. Like, we have a good group of women that, like, we got a bunch of different personalities. And we're all, like, just the respect there is dignity. The support for each other. Like, that's the part that where it can get kind of messy. Because it's like, okay, if I have these couple of friends that I'm, like, you know, going and I'm acting a certain way with them, too. And then I got these friends that I'm kind of like all poised and stuff. You got to think about it. And then they're looking at you kind of like, girl, why you acting like that? You know, and then the other one's like, girl, you better, why you all tight and stiff? Like, calm down, you know? And so, like, it's just kind of the difference of, I guess, what is that called? Is that, it's not code switching. It's like, because code switching different. That's the black thing. It's kind of like, when people can kind of like change their personality or like people, it's like, it's a certain word I'm thinking of here. Somebody in the comments.
Yeah, please, because I'm drawing a blank.
Yes. It's like, I know a couple of people like this, and I used to be able to do this where I was like, I can like morph myself in any crowd of people. Like if I was in a group of a bunch of nerdy people, I'm going to say nerdy because y'all read, y'all... You're not nerds, but technically, right. You're intellectuals. You love anime, maybe you love reading and stuff. And I have a lot. That's my whole house. That's basically like my siblings. My twin brother is like that. So I'm not I'm not trying to insult anybody. But my twin brother, for example, we're very alike in a lot of ways, and then in a different way we're not, because he's a complete intellectual, and I'm like, you know, I am not. Right. And so, like, are you able to go in a group of his friends, which I was able to go in a group of his friends and be like, oh, anime? Oh, yeah, this cool. And then I would go with my friends over here, and we, you know, this is back in high school, by the way. I'm just, and we over here, you know, hey, girl, you know, doing the most. They're like, you watch anime? Why? Right. Why do you, though? And it's like that like difference of like why you connect with certain people. Them different friend groups will look at you like, who is this person? Yeah. I don't know you like that. Yeah. In that way.
Because it's like when I was in my old apartment, and it was like, I was like, I have so many different personality, like friends. Like, it's like I can't mix them together. Because it's like,
it gets awkward.
Like you said, on this side, I'm like, hey. This side, I'm like, yeah, praise the Lord. This side, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is interesting or whatever. I don't know. But it's just like, I don't know, like, why that, I don't know why that is.
It's something there that's like,
different people bring different parts of you, like, that makes you comfortable, that makes you fit in with them. So I just feel like that's how it is.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. Because I like I said, I know one of my family members, I feel like, is completely able to morph themselves in front of certain people. And I'll be like, that's interesting. I don't know if that's a good or a bad quality. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
If you're in a certain like world of like, okay, say for you as a photographer, that's a very good attribute, honestly, because it's like, okay, like you have to be around a bunch of different personalities and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you got to be professional.
You
do. You got to sound professional.
You do,
especially like high, you know, people,
in the client.
Yeah. So you definitely put on that type of persona, like, what can I do for you? Like,
instead of, okay, baby, what we shooting today?
What we doing?
Okay, what exactly would you like for me to do for you today?
Just tone it. Very subtle. Very subtle.
Very toned down. Yes. Let's see. Okay, I said, what do you think about? Okay, so this one says, if it'll let me. Okay, what are non-negotiables for allowing an ex or ex-friend back in your life? Non-negotiables for letting somebody back in your life.
Like I said earlier, if we fought,
you're done. Put your hands on me. You're done. I'm kind of looking at like, how were you speaking on me or treating me while we weren't friends, if that makes sense. So like, while we weren't friends, and I'm speaking for the people who, you know, their friend didn't just leave their life completely and then come back. Just, you know, I'm talking about the ones that, like, you know, they're an active member of your community. Y'all done probably passed a few people that y'all that are, you know, similar, or, y'all done had conversations with people about them and stuff. How are you speaking on me when we wasn't friends? Like,
right.
Were you trashing me?
Right.
Were you, was that disrespect starting to come in? Was the jealousy starting to show up? If the red flags start coming in because we're not friends anymore, that's when I'm like, yeah.
And that's how that's their true colors.
That's exactly. That's their true colors.
That's how they really felt.
That's how they really felt the whole time y'all were in a friendship. Because there's no way, like, I have literal people that, like, I'm speaking on the same people from that 2018, 2019 era where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of just focusing on my career. Mm-hmm. I don't care what they've said about me. I actually don't care to know. I will never speak down on those people. I don't care how, like, irritated I got or what they may have done to me. What confidentially was said to them and to me by them will never be resaid by me. Never. It don't matter if we not friends anymore or what. If you got an ex-friend or ex-boyfriend or something and you done something with them or, said something to them that you would have not told anybody else and they go running their mouth right when y'all stop being friends.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not. You're done because there is no confidentiality between us for you to come back into my life. I would literally be side-eyeing you our whole relationship from then forth of like, can I even, I can't trust you. Trust is another red flag of like, can I really trust you to hold this information for me, to see me in this vulnerable way? Like vulnerability is another, like, come on now. Like,
yes, vulnerability.
Yeah, like, can I really, feel comfortable with letting you see the side of me? Mm-hmm. And like, some people, it's just not. You just be like, no.
Yeah.
I
feel like I had to, my current friendship with, I'm not gonna name drop, but I had to be taught like a whole nother level of trust. And it was like, I definitely appreciate that because it was like, I would want you to feel like you can always come to me and everything. And like, that's why, you can't talk too much. Like, like that's when you end up slipping something out about, your friend or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I've done that. Mm-hmm. And it was like, we talked about it and it just made me feel like a bad friend. Cause it was like, oh my gosh, like this wasn't my intention. Like, so like, it's kind of like, that type of friendship helped me grow in how to be a real friend. Mm-hmm.
And that experience helped you of like, okay, let's talk this out though. Mm-hmm. Like, please don't just cast me aside because accidents happen. Anger comes, like, we're still human. I'm not about to just expect my friend to just be perfect now. Yeah. Things happen and you get angry and like I don't think that was your thing. Yours slipped up because stuff was going on. But literally with like some things, it'll be like in anger. You will say something and you will immediately regret it. Like, I've never done it personally, but I know that happens. And like, are you able to forgive that person? Some people are not. Yeah. It just depends, I guess.
Yeah. You just say it.
Yeah. I'm not really if I'm getting angry, I'm gonna really like start quieting down. That's like what I'll be okay. Bet. All right. Yep. Yeah. I'm like shutting it down immediately, But like some people, they'll get loud, they'll get belligerent, they'll start saying stuff they regret. And that's where like you be like, oh, that's how you really feel. That's how like when people be getting drunk and stuff, I be thinking like, I love you so much. I'm like, they must really love me because that's how they feel, I guess. Because if the first thing they get drunk and they mad and they telling all your business, you might want to run. I'm not gonna lie, because that's how they really feel. Like, Yeah. And that's when I'm gonna encourage you to stop drinking.
Yes.
Anyway, we're gonna move on. So, we got a lot of questions. Are your friends constantly trying? Oh, are your friends constantly trying to get freestyles? Oh, is that me? You can say this too. Are your friends constantly trying to get free photo shoots?
Oh, in the beginning, yeah, and family, like
friends and family. Okay,
like they want a discount all the time. Like, and it's like for me, it's only free when I have a project.
Yeah, when I'm
like,
asking
if it's
you.
self-project, if I'm asking you to be a part of it.
Give me your time.
Yeah.
That's what you're paying. The payment is your time.
Exactly. And I might, throw you some gas money or feed you or something. But, like, like, I've had, I can't pinpoint who, but it was definitely, like, a time where they were trying to get off on me. Like,
Oof.
This is my business. Like, I got bills to pay. Like,
No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
If people don't respect your business, like, for me, that's disrespectful. I told you I don't like that. If people just constantly feel like, okay, like, I can just snatch you whatever you going through life, this is your trade, so you can do it for me because I'm family, because I'm a friend. No. I can honestly say my friends do not do that to me. They've had people ask them on their behalf. I mean, on that person's behalf, they'll come to me like, this girl, this person just asked me if you do makeup. And I'm like, you don't even have to answer that, because why are they coming to you? That's weird to me. It is. Like, it's one thing that I guess, because they're like, I know you know her. So, but like, no, instead of doing that, I told them, I literally had a discussion with my friends recently. I said, go ahead and DM her. And guess what? You're not going to get an answer, because if I said I don't do this, then I don't. And if I start taking clients again, cool. But I'm not bringing people to my house. I don't feel comfortable. That's it.
Right. That's just that.
Yeah. And so, like, that whole, getting freebies and stuff, I've gotten a lot of support from my friends and family. They pay. They offer to pay. Most of the time, I'm like, you're fine.
Even when she gives something away, I'd be like, I have to pay some, like,
literally
here's $10
she
or something.
be like,
that's all I got.
Yeah, all in literally everybody. They're like, they're ordering off my website. A lot of my friends didn't order off my website. I'll be like, wait, what's their name? Like, my employees will come like, do you know? I'm like, what the heck? Why didn't you just come and pick it up? Now you pay for shipping.
No,
but they be like, no, like, and I just really appreciate that support. Like, that's true friendship right there, because I would do that for them. Like, seriously, when my for my engagement photos and stuff, this girl, her right here, and she did that, and guess what? Like, I
didn't want them to pay.
I know, I didn't know anything about it because my husband dealt with all that, but he told me, like, he was like, she said, don't give me anything, and he's like, please, like, please.
I'm like, no, keep your money.
It's like crazy because, like, people they don't all do that, and I can understand why, because it's your business, like I said, but they should just love there, seriously. So, it says, do you believe that there are seasons of deep friendships and then they are over? Absolutely. Absolutely. My sister actually asked this question. Shouts out to you, Shanice. Yeah, there's definitely
deep friendships,
seasons of deep friendships, and then they're over. I mean,
I feel like that's kind of like how it goes into, like, how time passes and, like,
you change over time.
Yeah, you do.
Like, unfortunately, that's just how it is. Like I just said, I'm married now. I'm looking to buy a house. I'm, starting a family and stuff. And as much as I could have had a very deep friendship or relationship with somebody over here, they're moving in a complete different direction. Maybe they're moving cities even.
Right.
They're starting to get into their career this way. They're like, marriage? No. Kids? I'm straight. That don't mean, right. But that don't mean that we can't still be friends.
Right.
But if that season is over, then it's just over. If we would have had this discussion and we both were like, you know what? Like, we're cool with each other, but I'm cool with even having a deep connection. Like, we could just chill. I just feel like that's okay too, honestly. If y'all have an agreement, then fine. Like, I don't see it. There's, like, some people, you have those deep connections for a time and then they pass. And it's like guilt there almost, like, that you just be like, dang.
Yeah.
Why is that? But it's like, it just happens. I mean, some people just have a different mindset over time. Like, over time, their priorities become different. Yeah. And they might not match yours. And even if they don't match yours, they're like, you're not even in my priority anymore. So that can also happen.
Yeah. I feel like with especially like if you just been friends for a really long time. Like you said, like we could be in two different spots in our lives where, you know, you're married and, you know, I'm over here, I'm not. And it's like, it's kind of like we just letting each other live life. Like, you know, it don't force it, because that's when it's just like, okay, now you're just bugging at this point.
Right.
But
and knowing of like, okay, although yes, my life is very obviously my husband is a big part of my life. I don't just be coming to Kalena like marriage, babies, husband. Like, bro, it's not even like that. We clearly have two, you know, complete lives. We deal with things.
Motives,
yeah,
like,
and even if I was like Greg, my husband, she not about to be sitting there like, oh my God, here she go again. And she might, and I'm still gonna talk. Guess what? She gonna love me through it. Okay. Because when she is in that same space, I'm gonna be like, you better speak on your man. I love that. Yeah. We love it for each other. Like, but again, if those red flags start popping up to where that jealousy do start kicking in, like, why you always with him? Yeah, I don't like that type of person. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and then it's just, you just have to accept the fact that you guys are in two different spots. Like, I had to come into realization of that recently. Like, when we talked, it was just like, I have to accept the fact that we're not 17 and 18 years old no more. Like, you know, we're grown. We got a business. You know, our communication is low because we do
schedule
our schedule. And like, you know, I know that she's busy, so I don't want to, she might be recording the video and I don't want to call in the middle, you know, like, you know, I just kind of like keep in consideration of that. And like, you know, text first, like, you know, just be like, hey, what you doing? Or like, you know, are you doing anything? What's your schedule like? And stuff like that. And but yeah, it's just like, you kind of have to accept. I was actually watching I don't know if you know Karamo show. It's like a therapy. It's like, okay, so it's a YouTube. I guess he only does it on YouTube, but it's a guy named Karamo. He's a therapist, and it was this one lady. They were friends, and she was basically telling him how she misses their friendship because I guess they used to talk like every day. But her friend was in a different mindset, different spot, and on her side, she was saying that she felt like she was being the other friend's like therapist. Like she, like every time, you know, she would come to her talking about this or that. Yeah. Like, you know, like
there's a lot of people like that experience that.
Yeah. So like
you just dumping on me.
Yeah. Like and she was like, even like, what about me?
You not asking. You just sitting there dumping everything that is going on in your life on me. You ain't asked, how was your day? Not even that. You know?
Right, not even that. So like I understood her standpoint too, because it's like, you know, yeah, we're friends, but I feel like somewhere in our friendship and I'm not talking about us, it was like this was them. But like it was like, yeah, we're friends, but this is how I feel, or this is the position I feel like we're in our friendship. I don't feel heard. I don't feel like, you know, like you really care about what I go through.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here listening to you, like really giving you feedback, you know, and then I start saying something like, you know what, I experienced something like that, and start going down this, you know, story, and you're like, okay, anyway, what we about to eat for lunch? Like, right, it's just it's not reciprocated. That can be hurtful too. Forgiveness has to set place in these, and with everything we talking about, forgiveness really has to, and I'm not even saying, you know, I'm saying for your heart, like you forgiving some things, because you'll feel so much more peace if you do. And as hard as that be, it's just like, it's really for you. Like most people think of forgiveness like, why should I forgive them? They don't deserve my forgiveness type of thing. And it's like, I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about for your own healing of your heart.
Yeah.
You have to forgive. And I didn't say forgive and forget. That's not even a thing. In the Bible, it literally does not talk about forgetting. You're not supposed to forget.
Right.
You're supposed to forgive and let go.
Let go, yeah.
And you will feel so much more at peace, and like your heart will be so much lighter. Like, and you won't feel animosity towards that friend or that ex-boyfriend or whoever. You can speak on them and there not be, you know, any animosity. But like, you need to forgive for real from your heart. And I'm not even going to say it's going to take one time. what I start with, what my auntie always taught me was like, if somebody do something that you don't like or that you're upset about it or whatever, even if it's something minute, it could be something that didn't even affect them, but you know that you shouldn't have did it because it was not right. Yeah. And even though that person would be like, bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. You go and ask for forgiveness if you did something. And then if somebody did something to you, you say, I forgive them for doing so and so and so and so. And I'm talking about speaking it out loud. You don't even got to be in front of nobody. You could just be in your room like, I forgive you.
I forgive you.
Man. And it literally takes time. I'm not going to say it's like a, quick thing. It takes time, but man, do you feel so much lighter.
Yeah, like even with relationships, like if you went through a toxic relationship and it just took, it took me a while. Like I had to really because for a long time I would deny it, like like but it just got so old. I'm like, why am I still mad about this? Like let me just forgive and let go. Like I ain't gonna see him anytime soon, so but even if I did, like it wouldn't affect me because I forgave and I let it go.
That's so good. And it's like that person could still be like, I hate you, and you're like, who are you? That's how much I've forgiven. Like at this point, like what is going on?
I don't even remember what happened.
I don't even know. Like that's the type of forgiveness I'm talking about. So where it's like you almost get amnesia. You like, what was I mad about again?
Yeah, like it's just blank at this point.
This is a fact. Okay, how do you place necessary boundaries in a friendship where there weren't any? So it says, how do you place necessary boundaries in a friendship where there weren't any? Ooh, boundaries is a big thing. Yeah. Especially if you ain't have none starting out or, this whole time. Say you 5 years in, you haven't had a boundary yet. This person don't know personal space. They don't know, okay, this is a hard no for this person. Yeah. This is a hard no for them. They don't like that. None of that. Because, you haven't spoke up about it. But now you're like, okay, I need to set some boundaries.
I kind of read your boundaries, with the respect thing and really just not speaking on stuff that you don't really know about. Like kind of it's because I just know just for watching, because you never really voiced it, but just watching you, it was like I can respect that, especially with the when you had made an announcement that you were just gonna focus on your business and stuff like that. It was just that respect of
that's what they want to do. That's
what she wants to do. That's what you want to do, and then I'm not gonna try to be in the way of that. I'm gonna let you do you. I'm here, and I'm gonna let you do you.
And you not taking that to heart was something that was just big, because it's like, okay, this person did not get offended out of the other 100 people that did. It's like, okay, yeah, there is no jealousy there. There is no anger or anything like that, and that's big. I mean, I set that boundary of no, I'm not answering calls and texts right now. I'm working.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I respected that. I don't call her out the blue like how I would do my other friends. It was it's that respect thing where I basically know what she has to do now, on a daily basis. So I don't want to mess that up by calling her and just talk about nothing, right. So.
And then you being a photographer and you working and stuff, I wouldn't just, be like, the day of, okay, Kalena, so this is what we about to do today. Yeah, I'm not even that type of person anyway, but right. Even so, no, I'm coming a week beforehand, at least a couple days or something. Yeah. And then if you can, I'm not gonna be like, you don't make time for me. Right. I'm gonna be like, oh, my girl is booked a bit.
Right. Okay, just speaking highly of each other while
respecting each other.
Yeah. And then when y'all have time, plan it, figure out each other's schedule. It's just that respect of time, each other's time.
Definitely. And setting the boundary would just really be a conversation. And if you feel like because you haven't had any boundaries before, and it might be kind of difficult to be like, okay, I need to sit down with you and be serious right now. Because I can just picture the type of person you're talking about. and I just kind of picture this really bubbly, we're just having fun and living life. But okay, baby, let's have fun and live life and sit down on this couch so I can tell you what to not do with me, because I'm not for that, that seriousness can really like scare people.
A lot.
Yeah.
It can be like,
right. Like I thought we was chilling. What's going on? Why are you getting serious all of a sudden? But like you have to have those conversations. Like that's the scary part is the conversation. But when you start having it, you will be surprised how people will calm down and be like, okay. Okay, I can respect
and they
that.
can take it or leave it.
Yeah, and I was about to say, and however they react after that, that's how you know to move forward. If you try to set the boundary and they're like, why, you know, questioning you. I just feel like questioning somebody's boundaries is strange to me.
Oh, yeah.
It's one thing if it like affects them, if y'all live together or something like that, and it affects them literally directly. Other than that, if Kalena said, hey, you know, I don't really want you to, I don't know. What's a boundary? I don't know.
I'll say one of my boundaries actually
go
is
ahead.
Not to call me during, or not to call me around like 10 o'clock because that's when I'll be trying to go to bed.
That is,
and you call me.
That's a good boundary actually, because I got like most of my friends actually, they be like, no, I'm like on a good sleep schedule. Like my phone is on do not disturb.
Yeah.
Do not call me at this time. Do not. That's a good boundary for sure. And it's like, if that person is like, girl, but what if this or what if this emergency?
I can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. Because like if I said that this is my boundary, this is my boundary, you know, and if they're like, well, I'm going to call you anyway, because if I want to talk to you, I want to talk to you. Because you know how like best friends and stuff, they feel very entitled.
They feel like they own you.
Yeah, like they're very entitled. I'm not gonna lie. We never been like that.
Yeah, no.
But like there are some best friends that's like, that's my best friend, like my sister. Like I own you. You are me. We are this.
We
like,
are one.
We are one. Like and you know, that's cool to have friendships like that. But like if I'm telling you this is my boundary, you're gonna respect that, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just don't be childish, please. Because we too old. If I'm saying like, if my friend is like, look, 8 p.m. I'm putting my babies to sleep. We like the house is closing. Like my mom used to be like, the house is shutting down. You can't go in the kitchen after like 8 p.m. I'm like, okay, you know, that was her boundary. Bet, you know, and if you tried to go in there, you're getting whooped. So I mean, you can whoop your friend in a different type of way, not phicically, but like, okay, bet. I'm like, we're gonna have some time apart because you clearly don't respect what I'm telling you right now. Right. Because I done tried so many times. 3 a.m. I'm getting kind of peckish. Let me go make some. This is something to eat. And mommy like, oh really? Bet. You're done. You're done. You're done. Oh man. We got like 3 more questions. Okay. When is it time to let go in a relationship or friendship? I guess we already talked about this. When them red flags start coming up, that's about the time that you like, I'm gonna have to peace out.
Yeah, like, if it don't bring you joy, support, peace, none of that. It's
time to skate. If you are literally finding yourself agitated to the point of anger around this person, you feel uneasy, uncomfortable.
You don't even really want to be there for real.
Literally, you're like forcing yourself.
Yeah.
It might be time. It might be time to leave. Yeah. How do you create a new space and mindset to be open to new friendships?
That's a good question.
It is.
I'll say if you're just like, I guess it's like, I don't know if it's like a mental thing.
Excuse me. Bless you. Not my makeup getting on my mind. Sorry.
But I think it's like a mental thing. Like, it's like, I say, like, because if you're, like, content with the friends that you have now and you don't really want no new friends, like.
New personality. New whole nother experience here. Yeah.
I just say new friendships just come naturally.
They do. I agree with that. Because I was going to say, like, you know, I mean, obviously, you might go looking to find some people to meet. Say you move to a new city or something, because that happens a lot. Yeah. People will move and they're like, I want to make friends. Like, how, you know, maybe go out to a new restaurant, you know, take yourself out to the movies, out to eat, whatever. And it's like, you know, you can mingle with people. I'm not even saying that's not a thing. But definitely, like, that first interaction and connection says a lot about a person.
For sure.
And that's where the natural part comes in at, like she's saying, like.
That click, like, you know, like it seems like we've been friends forever.
Literally,
type thing.
yeah.
Like,
where it's like I can't wait to talk to them next, like that. And again, same thing with relationships.
Yeah,
same thing with dating and stuff like that. Like you be like, I cannot wait to talk to this person again.
Yeah, like what's the next activity?
Literally, what else is gonna happen? Like it's relationships is just relationships. You know, it's just different types: romantic, you know, friends, all of that, family. It's all relationships.
Yeah.
How do you already read that? Okay, last question is: are you willing to restore old friendships? If so, why?
We actually answered that.
Yeah,
that's if it's mutual.
Yep.
Like, yeah. Like, if both of y'all want to do that, then yeah. But if one doesn't, the other one does, it's a hard pill for them to swallow. And they just have to accept the fact that we're in two different places. And, you know, it's no hate. It's, you know, it's all love. Like, if I see you in the street, I'm going to say hi. But considering that things are different and things are changing, it's like, you know, I kind of reevaluated everything and, you know, I'm cool, you know.
Yeah.
So
it might be better to just let this go. And it's just funny how, like, some people, I will end with this, I guess, because I just feel like with these friendships and stuff like that, I'm talking to people who literally, like, you could have a friend that's narcissistic, toxic, you know, just really, like, just rubs you the wrong way, that you love for real, like, that you really do love. But, like, you just don't like the person that they're becoming or the person that they are. Ooh. And the choices they make is a big one too, where it's like, I love you. You're like so great in every aspect. And then your choice making though is like awful.
I actually have
could even
say on that.
Okay, 1 second.
Go ahead.
Because I want to hear this. Think about it so you don't lose it. But I was going to say, like, choices that even could put us in danger type choices. Like, there's naivety to you. And then there's another aspect of, like, these friends that's like, you know, you're the problem. Like, I need you to understand that you wouldn't have any friends because, you know, if we didn't meet in this way, you literally wouldn't have any friends. Like, you are the issue. Sometimes you have to self-reflect before you go to your friends, and you have to look back on what you're doing in the relationship as well. Because a friend could come to you and they're like, you're the type of person you're becoming right now. Like, I'm not liking it. Before you get defensive, please really, like, evaluate yourself, like, reevaluate, like, what am I doing? Before you go and talk to your friend and let them know about themselves or whatever, look at what you're doing, because they could easily be like, okay, you saying that, but you treat me like this, you know? So, like, it's
a comeback.
Yeah, it's like, you have to look at what you do, because I will say, I felt like I was a good friend, but could have been a better friend in a lot of different relationships I've had with friends and women and stuff. And I'd be like, yeah, I could have done better here and there. And so sometimes it don't be seeming fair to that person, and like, wow, you let me go, but you wasn't even that much of a better friend either, you know? And you grow from those experiences. Yeah, but
for
I
sure.
Hear what you...
Okay, so that's kind of like an example here. I have a friend that literally, it's like when you're, say, like, you know, y'all starting off here, then you're like, you know, coming up, they're still here, but then you like go back down a level to tell them about themselves, like, hey, like, you know, what are you doing with your life? Like, kind of like, not like a badgering, like, you know, you need to be doing this, but it's like you're constantly feeding them affirmations or constantly feeding them like encouragement, but they're not doing anything about it. That's only making you, like, it's kind of like draining in a way, because it's like, you know, you want them to be on the same level as you.
You want them to just succeed.
You want them to win, but it's like they're not going nowhere. Like, they're just here.
You're stagnant and they're comfortable with that, you know,
that comfortability.
Yeah, and they're just kind of like, you know, that I just feel like with people like that, don't stop encouraging them. It could be so draining, like she's saying, draining. You could feel tired, because I literally just had this conversation with 2 girls about, like, especially the type of person you are, Kalena, you're like a leader in a way. And with that leading kind of role, you constantly do feel drained because you're putting so much into people. Yeah. And I know somebody is feeling this right now. Like, you put so much effort into people, and they're like constantly, they don't answer your texts. They be like, oh, okay, thanks, girl. Advice. You know, they asking you for advice. When you give the advice, they don't even use the advice. And you be like, oh, okay, right. Great. You made your own choice. Right. Waste of my time. But that's what comes with leadership. And as frustrating as it can be, you still should pour into those people, because I used this analogy last night on the women's Bible study group of like, think about the Black community, right? Black men, Black women. We constantly get into we a product of our environment. Oh, here they go doing this ghetto thing. Here they go doing this goofy thing. Oh, they done stole somebody robbed somebody, because that's what they show on the news. Is that's all apparently we do. Imagine, you go to one of those people that stole something. You ask why they did it. And they tell you, it was because I needed it, because, I'm going through this in my life. I'm doing it. And you cannot throw those people away because they made a goofy choice. Like, right. Because society does that every day to us. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, that's how I like to think about it, even with just our friendships. It ain't got to be a black thing. It could be a whoever your friend is. You don't have to be Black. I'm telling you that in that scenario, like, you cannot throw those people away because you don't actually know what they're dealing with. Yeah. And even if you do, and it's like, you told me everything, you're going through. It's like, I still want to be here for you, though. I want to uplift you. I want to pour into you, because when you do get successful and you do, start moving forward with your life, you're going to think back on these words. You're going to encourage somebody else. You're going to be like, this person was here for me. Like, I needed that. Because I know people have come to you like, Kalena, like, you just encouraged me through this time in my life. I was going through, I couldn't even speak on it at the time, but like, I needed that. And like, that's so encouraging in itself, like, to know like my prayers and my, my texts, my calls, my encouragement, my advice didn't even go seeds, to like just planting seeds. And people be needing that. People just be needing people in their life to speak life into them, even if they don't use it in that moment. It could be years down the line, and you like, okay, let me get up, let me get my behind up and do something, because I've been in a lot of different comfortable seasons. That every single one of my friends and told me to start my classes. Every single one of my friends, like, start your class. Literally. So like. That, like, it was, for me, it was like the anxiety of it, of people are putting money into a class. I just needed to be perfect. And the Lord keeps telling me, like, it's going to be great. Only I'm perfection. Like, you don't need to, and like, of course, people are going to put their money where they want at the end of the day. I just know I'm like, look, I want it to be worthwhile type of thing. And so it's like, pray and really, like, use that support to uplift you to do what you got to do. Seriously. I know that as much as that person is probably, you're just like, oh, here we go again. It's like, I know that they need that. As much as it might not even seem like they do. I know that they do. And I don't,
Even like what you, like, even like, what you will post on social media, like, just something uplifting. Like, it could be anything, and they take that to heart. In a good way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, I actually remember posting about, like, how I was using DoorDash to promote my business. And I was saying, like, God was so funny because I had prayed before I left saying, like, to take away my nervousness when I give these people my business cards. So literally every order was handing the order, and I had to talk to them.
That is crazy. First of all, that's crazy.
So like when I posted that, like that just small testimony, I get a text from one of my friends like, you really helped me to remember where my help comes from. And I was like, I was trying not to cry. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that wasn't even like, it was just me talking, but wow, like the way that impacts people and reminds them like this is hope.
You cannot lean on your own understanding, baby. You can't. Literally, like it's not in our makeup. It's really not. So that's encouraging, seriously. And I know there's a lot of people that feel like that, because I felt like that before too, where I'm like, Girl, I'm honestly like, you just like to use me as like this, motivational speaker when you got something going on and you ain't even taking motivation. So what am I really doing this for? What am I doing this for? But like, I still was like, hey, whatever you need, bro. And they needed it. Yeah. In that time in their life. So, be a blessing. And if those people like pull away from you eventually, you be like, I did everything I could have tried to do. You gotta do it for you gotta do it for your heart. And then it's like, a lot of people, they feel like, why though? Why should I have to pour into somebody? You don't have to. That's the thing. You don't have to. I'm saying if you want to be like, if somebody is going to come to you and try to, if they were to speak about you, what would they really say? Would they say, she gave up on me because, I was in a time of my life where I literally could not physically even get up. I was so depressed. Like I was a bad person. Right. And then it's like, could you also be like, could they be like, okay, she encouraged me through, I was just chilling, but she encouraged me and motivated me to get my behind up. It took a little bit, but she's still with me that whole time, Yeah. And some people don't care about that. So I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones that, because I know people be like, you just so positive. I'm like, no, because seriously, like, you got to do what's right for your own heart, for real. Yeah. Like, what do people, when people think of you, how do they describe you? That's what I like to think about. Like, I don't care about their validation. Don't get me wrong. I don't. What I'm saying is, from my own heart, I need to know, like, I want people to talk about me the way that, I feel is a respectful and, Proverbs 31 woman type of thing. Yeah. Like how I view myself. That's exactly it. How I view myself, I want that to match with the way that people perceive me. Yeah. I don't want them to get, any negative. I'd be like, what did I do? Right. I did something.
Oh my gosh. I finished somebody. That gives me anxiety. Like,
man,
I thought I was a good person.
Man, that's where that, reflecting on your choices comes from. Of like, how do you act, Deb? Deb, you over here cutting everybody off. What you doing? And it really took that. Like, I had a lot of self-growth in that time that I was like, letting people go. And it was a lot, but it was good self-growth too. Yeah. So, yeah, that was our good little talk about, rekindling, relearning old past friendships. It's like a conversation that needs to be had. Yeah. And I feel like you might have a conversation with a couple of people, because the way y'all was asking these questions, I'm like, okay.
I'm like, y'all getting to the strength to it.
Y'all got something. Y'all need it. Yeah, so I believe that's pretty much it. I just want to go back and make sure on my other phone here that, I want to end on something funny. So somebody said, what is something funny that has happened to you? And then we can end with that.
Like within, like individually,
I would say in our friendship. Something funny that's happened to us. I'm trying to think. Something funny though.
Like,
I'm trying to think back in high school.
Yeah, because it was definitely in high school.
Man, something goofy, man. Okay, here's something crazy. I would, when we were like coming, at least me, I was coming to the end of this relationship I had with somebody. Should I be saying that? Never mind. I'm gonna leave that out because these people are still friends. That's the funny part. Let me think of something else.
Me slapper.
No. Let me think. Something in our, I'm not even gonna mention nobody else. Something in our friendship. Man, that's the part of like relearning each other's friendships, because we just be chilling, y'all. Yeah. Like,
and it's just in the moment type thing.
It do be in the moment. I will say something that I enjoyed in our friendship is, just like my twin was saying, he was like, whenever y'all get together, it's like y'all never left.
Yes.
And that's something that I can really like say that I don't have with a lot of people. It's like, I could not talk to this girl for like 8 months. And as soon as we get back together, like we meet up for a birthday, it's like the energy is just so good. Like, that's why it was like, I know we have a connection. We not just sitting here in awkward silence. We're not just like, I don't want to be here. It's like, no, we're having like a great time.
Yeah. And then it's just oftentimes like, even when you know, when I come over and stuff like that, even after months after not, it's like kind of like that thought in the back of my head, like, what are we gonna talk about? But then when we just be in each other's space, it's just like, oh hey girl, like, you know, what's up? Like just as like it's just a conversation.
It is, and it's excitement of like, okay, what's going on with you? Like, what are you doing? You know?
Like
that's the type of friendship
I love catching up.
Yeah, I do actually too.
Yeah, it's
and
something
like
to talk about.
That type of stuff. Like I feel like save them friendships, baby. If you feeling like, okay, I really want to be friends with this person, save it. Like, have that conversation with that person. And if they're like, I don't even know, I thought we was cool, just let them know, like, your heart, you know?
Yeah.
And if they truly do, is your friend and they love you and they want to be there for you, they'll know, like, what you mean, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love y'all. I thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know down in the comments how you felt about this podcast. Make sure you go follow my girl, Special K. I'll have her stuff linked below. K Clips if you're trying to get photography up.
I came up with a slogan. Oh, my gosh. What was it?
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Don't leave her.
I was like, K Clips. Because Oh, wait, it was fire though. It was fire.
Look, the hand motion just told me everything.
It was like, I'm K Clips, and you just got clipped or something like that. I don't know. It was something like that.
Got clipped is hilarious.
Like, I don't know. It was something like that. Oh my! I was in the car laughing at myself.
The way your hands just went for gun, literally. What?
Oh wait, it was like, it was like something like a shooter.
Okay,
so it was like
you do shoot. You do shoot.
K Clips. Cause I'm a shooter, something like that, y'all.
Okay,
it was something.
But clips on a gun though.
Yeah,
I see what you said. I see where you going. I see the vision. I love that.
Oh my gosh, I wish I knew like exactly what it was.
Okay, if you remember, you text it to me. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna pin it down in the comments. And if y'all made it this far in the podcast, what should they put in the comments? Put what emoji should they put?
I was gonna say like the girls that
hold hands. I was thinking like, okay, should I put like yes? Put the two girls that's holding the hands, the little girls in the black jumpsuits. Yeah. Yes, put them holding hands. If y'all got to this far in the podcast, love y'all so much.
Love you guys.
See y'all on the next one.